Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Glenn Tan speaking. This time, I will continue to talk about GNV PC Debugger. The version of this debugger it is 1.4.3.6. This presentation divides into these 5 parts. I have put the corresponding videos linkage at the below description area just for your convenience. Unit control and parameter setting. This slide displays how to control the in.unit. First is from here the setting and then go to this page. Then select this one. Then the system will show you this page. Here we will display the detected systems and also the in.unit just under this system. And what you can change is this part when you make it to be tickled and select and what you can change is this. You can make the in.unit to turn on or turn off, or change the setting temperature, change the operating mode, fan speed. For example the word mode or the cassette type, you can also change the ruler swing, including the vertical and horizontal. If the in.unit has the e-heater, you can also choose to turn it on or off, which is in heating mode or dehumidify. Here we stay it dry mode. And if this in.unit has the humidity sensor, you can also set the target humidity. You can find that this is very convenient to control the in.unit, which is very helpful when you do the troubleshooting, as sometimes you need to make just one in.unit operate, and sometimes you need to make all in.unit operate. From here, it is very convenient and easy. Next, we will go to the in.unit setting, which is here. Select this one and it will go to this page. Then select the first one and it will display you this. And also from here, you need to select the in.unit, which is under which system, which in.unit. And then here is the detail setting, which is this one. Here is all the items. And of course, for this setting, this is based on the version 1.4.3.6. If your version is different, also this item also a little bit different. And actually you can find that it is just the wire controller setting visualized, which means this setting is easier or convenient for you to do the setting on the wire controller. Just we make it to be visualized. And also the first one is the in.unit portion number. You can change to be different or change to what you like, is okay. And this is the in.unit ESP. The third one is the in.room temperature sensor, the position selection, which is P20. And filter cleaning reminder. This is the in.unit heat aggregation prevention timer. This is when the in.unit reach the set point in heating mode, then the in.unit will stop, right? At that time, you can select how long it will operate the fan to intake the in.room room air, which is to detect the temperature. Then to check out the room temperature, whether it meets your requirement or not, which is P40. And set the in.unit how it operates, which is the memory function P15, and the in.unit the air return temperature, which is the room temperature sensor, the correction for heating and cooling, which is on the wire controller. You can set on the P21 or P22. The setting range is completely the same. We just make it to be visualized. And next is the cancel, the filter clean reminder. And this DCERV stated pressure, which is the same as the this one P30, but this is for the ERV, and that's why there are this is 13 levels. And for the others, I will make a detailed introduction in the next slide. And also this one is the constant temperature mode control. This is for the auto mode. If you would like to change the temperature setting, which is change temperature from cooling to heating or from heating to cooling, you can change this one from here. This slide, I'm going to introduce the not that common indoor unit setting. First is the DCERV static pressure. This is already introduced. This is for the both fan motors, totally 13 levels for the ESP setting. Next is the setting of double heat source indoor unit. This is for the indoor unit with two partition of the heat exchanger. The first one is for the refrigerant. There are two pipes, and the next is for the chiller. You can connect to the water system also with two pipes. And these two partition of the heat exchanger is inside the same indoor unit, so you can connect to the VRF, for example, and also to the chiller at the same time. The next is the high and low position indoor unit mode. That is for this indoor unit with the high drop with each other, for example, higher than 20 meters. And of course, this one you need to require the engineering customize, which means you need to ask our engineer your information whether you need to turn on or off this function or not. And if you turn it on, it will optimize the ESV control to ensure it can devise the refrigerant to ensure it will have a better balance. When you select the second, this one, it will go to the system setting, which is this page. And also to click the indicated system, it will show you this one, which is here. And first, we read the settings already set here, and then you can also change it. Actually, this is the items. You can find that we just make this one, which is the same as the outdoor unit, right? It is the system setting to be visualized, which means it is more convenient for you to set the value, including the A6 cooling and heating mode selection and quiet function. This is for the outdoor unit, and energy saving, and and capacity setting, and also the N3 defrost. And also you can set the master indoor unit here. But first one, you need to know which is the your appointed indoor unit. What I mean is the address, and also the status setting just after all indoor unit power on, which is the memory function. Either the indoor unit we may stand by or recover resume to the previous operating states. And also you can set the system clock here, which is the P33 on the wire controller. Here is the system setting second page. For this one, for the detailed meaning of this, you can also refer to my commissioning and setting video. And here I just make a short introduction. The first is the system defrosting cycle K. This is the N1, which is the heating on period. Then we can judge how it is the outdoor unit, whether it need to enter the defrost or not, which means this is the selection is 40, 50, and 60 minutes. A2 is to recover the refrigerant. So you can select to recover the indoor unit refrigerant or your appointed outdoor unit refrigerant. And the evacuation mode, this is A8, which is to turn on all the solenoid valve and the EXV to ensure there is no dead zone when you're going to do the vacuum. N2 for the capacity configuration ratio, we offer you up to 150% of the capacity diversity setting. And the indoor unit temperature display unit Q7, either Fahrenheit or the Celsius, you can also select from here. Low pressure outdoor temperature of indoor unit in water heating. This is only for the GMV6HR with hydro box. The range is from 0 to 15. And the clear historical error, just like its name. And this is only for the China domestic, which means when you turn on, you need the password. And one button drainage, this is for the double heat source indoor unit, which means we will turn on the solenoid valve to conduct the water flow to release the trapped air. And cancel lock, this is NU, which is to clear all the shield or the block setting from the wire controller, allow the wire controller to control the indoor units. Next, we will go to the setting exclusive or only for GNV6, which is the third one, this one. When you select this, and then we will show you this page. And when you select your appointed system, and here the item, you can set it, which is this one. You also can find that this is the setting for the GMV6, we make it to be visualized, which means you can also set it on the outdoor unit, including the emergency mode for the fan, for the compressor, and for the whole outdoor unit. Here we call it module, which is the C8, C9, and C8. And also you can set the outdoor unit ESP from here, this 1G. As for this set high fall, that means if the height drop between the outdoor units and the indoor units is large or very high, in cooling mode, when the outdoor unit, the heating ESV, actually when you turn off this function, the outdoor unit heating ESV in cooling mode, it will keep fully open. And when you turn on this function, the heating ESV in outdoor unit, it is not fully open but closed. The function of this one is just to help to lower the pressure difference between the outdoor unit and the indoor unit, because if the height drop is high, the pressure difference is, if it is very high, and then this will just make the indoor unit ESV to be damaged. We're just afraid of that, so we just close a little bit just to help to lower this pressure difference. As for this system constant temperature mode control, the function of it also the same in cooling mode. When the room temperature approach to the set point, when you turn off this function, the indoor unit ESV will keep fully closed, right? Because you don't need any other capacity. But when you turn on this function, the indoor unit ESV will make a little opening pulse, just keep to offer the capacity, which is the cooling to the indoor. This is to avoid the on-off this indoor unit frequently. As for the cooling and heating, manually correction, this two, the function of this two is just to higher or lower the heating up or cooling down speed, which means you need to cool down fast or heating up fast. You can adjust this one. When you find there is the project number conflict, which is the indoor unit adjust conflict, you can fix from here. First one, we will display you this one. You can find it on the error information. Here that means the number 10 and number 1 indoor unit, there is the address conflict, so you need to change either one of it to be different. It's okay. So you can select here to set the address to be different, which is select from here to be different. It's okay. The other hand is you can reset all the project numbers of all indoor units. That's all for this part of the presentation. If you still have any other question to ask or to discuss or any suggestion, please feel free to contact me on my personal email address.